Toastmasters International. I'm come to attend the meeting regularly. To prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability. Based on the Toastmasters education program. To prepare for and implement an assignment. To provide members with helpful constructive evaluations. To help the government in the positive friendly environment necessary for all members to improve. Governments and when God wants to do so. Yes, benefits of membership program. And has the headlines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition program. Acts between Toastmasters core value of the stability. And excellence during the conduct of Toastmasters activity.
Wow, applaud yourselves. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, before we go on, let's lay some ground rules for this successful meeting. Please, I'd like for you to either put up your phones or put them on silence. Put up your phone or put them on silent so that we are not don't interrupt this meeting. And then the convenience is behind this sitting space. So when you go out your right. So you just see the door facing you is the convenience. You have the male, female convenience, that place. Then something else, please, let's try to avoid side talks during this meeting. All right, so it's time to get started. So we want to receive a featured speech, and the president is ready. He joined Toastmasters, like, I don't have his profile here right now, but he joined Toastmasters and okay, he joined Toastmasters many years ago, and two things about him: if he's not sleeping, he's eating. Please put your hands together as we receive TM Kimba Abubakar.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, and thank you for your style and panache in opening the meeting today. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning once again. Today's theme is mind out of the box. Now, when someone sees this statement, the very first thing that would come to their mind is something far-fetched, something out of the ordinary, right? So the very first impression you will have of that phrase is something different, right? But I want to take advantage of this moment to sort of refute that statement. Let's even begin from the basics. What is the mind? I want this to be a bit interactive, so please, I would like some volunteers. Someone should tell us, what do they think the mind means? This should be interesting. I can see, okay, Tosin is safe because she's doing VPPR activities. I have, okay, so Toastmaster Saitola is smiling radiantly, so she is safe. She just sort of brightened the whole place. There's a lady to my right who is trying to hide her face. I'm struggling to see who that is. Yes, so please tell us, what do you think, what comes to your mind when you hear, the word mind? What do you think it means? How can you define it in your own words?
A state of consciousness. A state of consciousness.
Consciousness. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, wow, I think that's impressive. Okay, let me just hear one more. Okay, the person standing, I think it's Mr. DG. He's talking to someone. That person he's speaking to, I think they should give us the honor
Okay. You want me to speak?
Yes, please.
Myself?
Yeah, you can go on. The person in the room is hiding, so we can just hear from you. I mean, it's we need to be balanced things anyway. So please, let's go.
Oh, okay. According to the Wikipedia, the mind is a set of faculties responsible for all mental phenomena. So meaning that it's a term to identify what we have by ourselves, and is where we can get thoughts, imagination, then memory, and a will for sensational moments. So that's my take.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. So I believe one might be curious, what is the link, like how is the mind linked to the body, for example, the spirit, if you like, or even the brain, for example, right? I had opportunity of talking to somebody who's called Jim Quick. He's one of the leading coaches of mind, brain, body therapy. And he did a seminar before we spoke, and he said something very, very profound. He said, if the brain is the engine, right? Then the mind is the body of the engine. The brain and the mind, they are interconnected. Now, what that means is if these two are linked together, it means we have control of our minds because we have control of our brains. How do we do that? We exercise it, we become conscious of it, right? So the essence of this is just for us to know that we have more control than we think. We have more control over our consciousness than we think, our thoughts, our processes, our alignments. Everything starts from us. Now, there's one thing that influences all that, our macro environment, the way we grew up in, the family we came from, the friends we interacted with, the sort of the traumas that has been repressed or suppressed while we're growing up that makes us who we are. So all this culminates to make that person, to Ayotola, to Chinyere, to Larry, everything makes up that person. So now, if that person wants to think differently or change anything, they have the power to do it. All they need to do is just to make up their minds and change that thing. And then everything becomes, for example, if you join Toastmasters and you want to become better, you simply just need to make up your mind that you want to do this, and then you do whatever it takes, right? You happen to, you want to be rich. I was just speaking to the Democrat because he's looking very radiant these days. It just means that he has money, right? So if you want to be rich, all you need to do is just to make up your mind, and then voila, you do what needs to be done to become rich. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, I want to leave you with this today. The mind is more powerful than you think it is. All you need to do is just to make that effort and do something, and then everything you wish for will be obtained. Back to you, Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Right now, I want to receive the Toastmaster of the Day. Please help me receive the person for the Toastmaster of the Day is ready. He joined Toastmaster in 2015. He's an IT professional with a love for photography and gadgets. He loves playing chess and watching movies. He is the current president of Lighthouse Toastmaster. Please a hand of applause. Let's receive TM Net.
I really wouldn't have been up if I knew that was all I was going to get. Really. Let's try and raise the tempo a little bit high. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, everybody. It is my deepest honor and with great humility, I stand here to act as your Toastmaster of the Day for today's event. I really don't know how to do this, but I will give it my best, and I hope we'll all be cooperative and make this a very successful meeting. Before I go deep into some of the activities I need to do for the benefits of those that are new, I would like to say a little bit about Toastmasters as my introduction. Toastmasters as a club was founded in 1924 by a group of people who gathered regularly for a couple of years, and they just tried to improve their personal skills. In fact, Toastmasters is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership. It was very interesting when I was reading the mission statement of Toastmasters, and this is something I believe would resonate with everybody. The mission of Toastmasters states, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. The mission statement sticks out to me because it states what we are trying to achieve and the benefit it has to us. While we are all here trying to improve our communication and our leadership skills, we are guaranteed that the output of this particular exercise will be having greater self-confidence and personal growth. On that note, I'd like to welcome everybody again to this very eventful meeting. At least it promises to be eventful. Our team is very interesting, mind out of the box, right? I'm sure this is not the first time anybody's hearing something that relates to how we can think out of the box, right? As much as possible, I would like to encourage everybody to think out of the box as we carry on today's activities. Now, I have a very uphill task to do today because every meeting is generally divided into a couple of sections. In general, it is categorized into 3 different sections. We'll have general evaluations, which you will see tidbits in virtually everything we do. We have the table topic section, and then we'll have the prepared speeches section. I will just repeat again for emphasis. We have the evaluations, we have the table topic section, and then we have the prepared speeches section. Now, the evaluation is a very important aspect of Toastmasters gatherings. And for this purpose, there will be a lot of people that will need to help in this role of providing very useful evaluations of how the meeting goes and the different events that occur during this meeting. To help us do that, I would like to call on the general evaluator who would walk us through the evaluation process. The evaluation process, I have to get used to that. Yes, we are all learning, right? It's the journey. So our general evaluator today is no other than an astute Toastmaster. He is an architect and a real estate practitioner. He loves the game of tennis and spending time with his family and friends. If your hands are not busy, please give a round of applause to TM Tolu Bawa, our general evaluator.
Thank you, President. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, as a general evaluator of the meeting, I'm going to be looking at how the meeting has run. We're properly organized. Your guests welcome as they came into the meeting. The Toastmaster of the day, we explain what we do at Toastmasters. And of course, I'll be generally evaluating how segments of the meeting went. That's the evaluation part, the prepared speeches, and of course, the table topics part. And of course, at the end of the meeting, I'll be giving a report. And as we all know, the report is just for us to prepare better for subsequent meetings, to take note of what we can do better and make improvements as we grow the club. Thank you. Oh, my bad. I have to introduce my other fellow Toastmasters that are going to be part of this assessment with me. So the first person I have to introduce is the grammarian, who is so I think I have to get all right, we're just welcoming you. Thank you. All right, so let me start by introducing the timekeeper. As I said, as the general evaluator, I have team members that will be working with me on this evaluation exercise. So I have the grammarian who's going to be checking the errors in our English as we're speaking. I have the timekeeper, I have the hour counter, I have the listening evaluator. They will all come up here to explain what they're doing in each of their roles. So as I said, I'll start with the hour counter. TM Jennifer. Please, a round of applause for TM Jennifer coming out. So it's Jennifer, please tell us what you're doing for us.
Good morning, Toastmasters and beautiful guests.
Good morning.
So I'll be playing the role of an counter. My job on this role is to note pause fillers while when the speakers are giving their speeches. I'll also look out for overused words like well, but, so, and I'll also look for filler sound like the the use of air, and at the end of the meeting, I would give my report to my general evaluator. Thank you.
A round of applause. I would also want to introduce at this point the timekeeper of the day. We all need to understand that yes, we're here to learn how to speak, but if you cannot speak at the right time and on time, then there's a problem. So you may just lose all the message that you're trying to convey. So we're going to be timing ourselves as we move on, all through the 3 segments of the meeting. The evaluation will be timed, the table topic session will be timed, and then of course prepared speaking will also be timed. So please welcome TM Ayola.
Good morning. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Okay, so as the timer for today, as the general evaluator just explained, timing is very important in Toastmaster, and that is why we have to keep to time. And for timing today, I'll be using these cards, the green, yellow, and red card to indicate timing. So this is how this works. For speeches that are 1 to 2 minutes, like in the table topic session, I bring up this card at 1 minute, the yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red at 2 minutes. And at that point, you just have about 30 seconds to round up your speech. And for the prepared speeches, we have 4 to 6 minute speeches today. So we have 2 icebreakers. So that's 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, you have the green card. At 5, you have the yellow, and at 6, you have the red. And at that point, you have just 3 minutes. And our third speaker today will be speaking within the time slot of 15 to 20 minutes. But the project is in 2 parts. A regular presentation, 5 to 7 minutes, and a 15 to 20 minutes in total for questions and answers. So at this point, first part, 5 minutes, green, 6, yellow, and 7, red. And for questions and answers, we run between 16 to 20 minutes. So basically, I would advise that everybody keeps the time because there's a penalty for it. I'm just minding when there's a penalty. I'm that mean. Yeah. So please try as much as possible if you're called out to keep the time, and I'll be very grateful. Thank you very much. At the end of the day, I'll be back.
With a round of applause, a round of applause. I think she forgot to mention that penalties that you could be disqualified if you overrun your time in your speech. So please let's take it. All right, let me at this point introduce the grammarian of the day, CM Dara Laleng. Give a round of applause.
The Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. My role as the grammarian today is to watch out for use of the English language, to take notes, specific notes of outstanding ways of speaking, phrases, and just ways of expression that really resonate. At the same time, I will be looking out for the misuse of the English language and recommending more appropriate ways of speaking. It is also my pleasure to introduce the word of the day as the grammarian, divergent. It's an adjective and it means moving or extending in different directions from a common point. An example of usage is the legal profession, like any other group, is comprised of individuals with divergent political and social views. I would encourage each and every speaker today, no matter what role you're playing, even as a guest, to use the word of the day and use it without any restriction. Use it, and I will be watching. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for CM. So we introduced the timekeeper, we introduced the grammarian. I would want to introduce somebody with a very special role, the accountant. For our guests, we may not appreciate what it means to count hours, but I think our team has to come up here and make us understand what the details of our role is. Oh, sorry, my bad. Listen, evaluation. CM Jayola, please welcome CM Jayola, who is our listening evaluator.
Okay, it's actually CM Ayodiji Jayola. So the most important thing is it was a Jayola. Thank you very much. So my role this morning is very simple. My task is to ensure that we are all following what is happening here. So I'm going to pick out some words at the end of the session, and I'll be asking us, getting to understand if we're really following. The last time we had this, some people went home with Richard cards. No one knows what's going to happen today. I'm not sure if, I think you know what I was mentioning. How many of us saw the Range Rover outside? Okay. So you saw it? Yes, so great. So I'll come back to confirm if we actually followed what happened during the proceeding. Thank you.
I think we're good. I have introduced the listening evaluator, the R counter, the timekeeper, the grammarian, and at the end of the meeting, we'll be coming up to give a presentation on how we performed in this different divergent areas. Thank you very much.
And don't you think it deserves a sterling round of applause? Just to portray how difficult what he did is, and this is one of the trainings we do in Toastmasters. You're called on impromptu to take on roles, to do things you woke up that morning not planning to do. And I think he did a very fantastic job. We need to make him happy because at the end of this meeting or towards the end, he will still come and share his evaluation on our performance. So we'll quickly go to the first major stage in this event. But before we do, I would like to share some ideas of today's theme, just to keep us in the mood. The theme for today again is mind out of the box, right? I'd like to share a quote by one of my favorite scientists, Albert Einstein. He says, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. Imagination is divergent, is unlimited." There is a very popular story used to explain the concept of thinking out of the box, and I'll quickly try to narrate this story as briefly as I can. There was a man, a very poor man, who had one daughter. He was owing a money lender, and the money lender wanted to collect his money at all costs. So the money lender gave him an option. You either allow me marry your daughter or you go to jail. The community pleaded, but the man was adamant. So the man said he would consider and play a game. He was to put 2 stones inside the bag, a black pebble and a white pebble. And he said if they pick the black pebble, that means he would marry the girl and forgive the debts and life goes on. However, if they pick the white pebble, then the man has to go to jail, or the girl will not marry the man, but the girl will not marry the man. Seeing the dilemma they were in, the day came for them to carry out that test. The cunning man put 2 black pebbles inside the bag. The girl saw that he put 2 black pebbles inside the bag, but they didn't know what to do because he was richer, of course, more influential than them. They just had to play along. So after carefully thinking of what to do, the girl decided to go ahead and play the game. She went to the bag and picked 1 stone. But immediately she picked the stone, she dropped the stone on the floor. In the midst of other stones on the floor, they were confused. They didn't know what she picked. Then the girl said, well, there's 1 more stone in the bag. If that stone is black, that means what I picked was white. That way, she was able to gain her freedom. She didn't have to marry the money lender, and then the father's sins were forgiven. The moral of this story is that sometimes we are faced with different challenging situations. Our ability to oversee the problem or the height of that problem, look beyond it and be able to find a solution is one of the greatest life skills we can have as a person. That being said, it is now time for me to introduce to you the table topic master. I'd love to say some more on what table topic is, but I'm guessing the table topic master is more than capable of doing that for us. For today, our table topic master is our amiable VPPR. She is an entrepreneur who joined Toastmasters in January 2020. She enjoys discovering new things on the internet and meeting people. Please, I would like us to give a resounding round of applause to our own TM Chinyere Emeka.
Good morning, Toastmasters members.
Good morning.
Okay, I will play the role of a table topic master today. And the objective of this role is to help members develop their impromptu communication skill, which will enable them to think on their feet. So there are 4 communication skills to be developed in this segment. That is, if you participate regularly. These are the organizing skill, speaking skill, the thinking skill, and the listening skill too. Okay, this segment is open to everyone, both speakers and guests. I have 4 interesting questions. And for each question, each speaker has 2 minutes to deliver the speech. And I also encourage each speaker to use the word of the day, divergent. So I'll be needing 4 volunteers, 2 guests, 2 Toastmasters, with a show of hands. And if you're interested to come give us a speech, so I don't know, just volunteer by raising up your hands. Let's see. Okay. I think you rose your hand. Yeah. Okay, so you introduce yourself and you answer the question. So I have a question. So just the point, just. So, okay. If you were given the opportunity to choose your gender, what gender would you choose and why? Just introduce yourself. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Beautiful guests. If I'm given the opportunity to choose my gender, which should I choose? I have never thought of this question. Well, choose being a female because I am now a female and I have to make choices. I chose being a female because of the role we play in the family. Yeah. Especially the reproductive role we play in the world. Yeah, the reason for multiplication and increase in human. So that being said, if given the opportunity to choose my gender, I will over and over again choose my gender. Thank you for that beautiful one. So on to the next one, the second volunteer. Okay, I have 4 questions. So I have something children. So number one. Okay. How do you solve a difficult work-related problem in your workspace?
My name is My name is Dalma. The question is, how do I solve the work-related problem? Okay, so when it comes to work-related issues, I think there are different ways to solve problems. So I'll just give my own personal story about the recent So I was in a dilemma because I didn't know which one to go with, and we had a timeline to achieve to complete that particular stage of the transaction. So first what I did was to try to understand the viewpoints of both line manager, which I feel is the first stage by identifying, where both people, where their mindset or their concepts coming from. So I able to analyze both my direct boss and my supervisor's
points. And with that, I want to get to the middle ground because I believe that in every situation there's already a common ground. So I saw where they were coming from, and I did a different structure, which I tried to imbibe both ideas into it. And at the end of the day, I presented it to both of them, and they were able to buy into it because they were able to see their ideas in the structure. So I think the first stage is to identify the common ground, the middle ground for whatever problem you're facing, and try to see how you can invite both or whatever view into it to achieve the goal. So I think that's the stage to how to accomplish or solve problems, whether related to work or personal. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that one. It's amazing. You just explain everything in a way we all understood. So to the next volunteers, I don't know, it's a show of hands. I have for this. Okay. Number 4, what life lesson do you learn in Harvard?
Thank you very much. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. My name is Akash. I've been a Toastmaster for about 3 months, and this is probably my 4th or 5th meeting. So the topic is, what life lesson have I learned the hard way? The life lesson that I learned is the people who you meet on the way up are the same people who you will meet on the way down. When I was younger, I had a big win in my career. I was part of a startup that became valuated for $100 million US, and I suddenly found myself very rich. In this process, my ego and my pride just went through the roof, and I exited the company, and I was ready to start my own company, and that's when I came to Nigeria. When I came to Nigeria, I noticed that there's a significant difference in the kind of culture that we had over here, the kind of people we had over here. When I came here, I was immediately looking down on people. I was seeing that my expectations are not being met. And I have treated the people then in ways that I am embarrassed about right now. Now, I had a leader at that point, lucky to get a manager. He was Nigerian. And I saw that he was treating his own people different. And he told me, Akash, these people have difficult life. Lagos batters people. So you need to find your own way to get the best out of it, right? So 2 years of practice, I have been able to have a uniquely local and national team. I don't hire a single expat. And I think my Nigerian team is better than every other expat team in my company.
Thank you. And that was inspiring. So we are left with the last volunteer. Did you? The last question. Do you think it's still the men's world, or we all have the opportunity? Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Gladys. I'm a guest here. This is my second time. So I'm a guest. The question is, why do I think it's a man's world, or do we have opportunities? And I'll think about this from a personal point of view, for what I've experienced and what I've seen over the years. So maybe about 30 years ago, if you had spoken to a woman, I'm a career woman, if you had spoken to a woman that had a 9-to-5 job, she probably have a very different experience from what I've experienced now. I think back in the day, the glass roof was definitely very much lower, and there was just less opportunity for women. And these opportunities come right from the grassroots.
So the people that get into the workforce eventually, they get into it from going to school. So you start from primary school, secondary school, and university. So by the time you have a very low expectation of women, and you have less women going into primary school, you then have less women going to secondary school and even less going to university. So only naturally, you have only very few women that have the opportunity to go into the workforce. But in the past few years, what you found is a lot of women have been given more opportunity to get into primary school in the first place. For example, I had a friend in university whose parents sent the female kids to a cheaper school and the male kids to more expensive schools. When you get to see less of that these days, what you find is people are giving their children same level of opportunity to get into primary school, to get into secondary school, and to get into university. And what you then find is when it's time to get into the workforce, it's sort of an even distribution between the amount of women and the amount of men that have opportunities. And definitely things are getting better. Last thing I'll say is in terms of comparison of opportunities, what I find is men find it very difficult to resist competence. And as a woman in the workforce, the only ammunition you have really is how competent you are. Men are able to judge you for different things, you know, how early you can get to work because you have kids, the sick days you take off work, you know, your cramps that keep you up for a few days. But what I find is with men, it's very difficult for them to resist competence. And for every woman that is in the workforce, if you ever have to have one word for her, it's if you want to compete with men successfully, you have to be extremely competent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I'm sure everyone enjoyed speech and all that. So this is the end of the table topic segment. So just
A round of applause if you agree that was a very impressive. We saw a few unexpected deliveries that personally blew my mind. I'm impressed. But if I give anything that sounds or behaves like evaluation, I would like us to look around. On the table, you would see voting slips similar to something like this. Right? You have 4 options there, but what we are doing will be filling for the best table topic speaker, the very first on the list. Please grab yourself a slip. The sergeant at arms will be available to give those slips that don't have. If you don't have this, please indicate so that we can get one to you. SCA, there are a few hands up. So before I call the table topic evaluator to give his remarks, I would like us to complete the voting process first.
The names of the speakers.
Yes, okay, so there are 4 speakers. I don't know if the general is gender biased, but we had 3 ladies and 1 guy, right? So we had TM Ujunwa, she was the first speaker. We have Telma, I will just call you ITM Telma, intending Toastmaster. We have TM Akash, and then we have ITM Jayetola. I'm sorry about that, but yes, Jayetola. So please, you can cast your vote for any 4 of them. I will reiterate: TM Ujunwa, ITM Telma, TM Akash, ITM Jayetola. If you don't have this, please indicate. Do you have one? No. Okay, we need one of them. You need it again. Okay. But did you listen to anything?
I did.
Okay. So while the votes are going on, it is my pleasure to call on the table topic evaluator, someone that has already graced this stage some minutes ago. Are we done voting? Okay, so we are calling on, I'll read his profile again because we have new people in the hall. TM Tolu is an architect and real estate practitioner. He loves the game of tennis and spending time with his family. Please let's give a round of applause to our table topic evaluator, TM Tolu Power.
Are we done voting?
Yes, we are.
So that I don't let the cat out of the bag. First of all, thank you very much. I think that was a wonderful table topic session we had. Can we give give a round of applause?
Okay.
Please, can we give a round of applause for the table topic master? Okay, so we have 4 speakers, right? The first speaker was you. Second speaker, Telma. Thank you for your bravery, because sometimes it's not really easy coming up here to talk. Then we had Akash, and then finally we had Janice. But I think everybody did well. So a round of applause. The energy is very good. Okay, so for the first speaker, I think that you will have spoken for longer, just a little longer. We understand that when you come up here to talk, it's not really easy. It's you're thinking on the spot. So sometimes you may not, get that energy to articulate yourself clearly. You may be lost in terms of ideas of what you want to say. But just try, even if it's just one simple idea you want to narrate, stretch it a little longer so that you're not disqualified. Because in Toastmasters, if you speak for too little a time, you may not even be voted for. So please stretch it further next time, and then try to increase your voice. So people at the back don't really hear you. So please try to please smile. It's not so much of a serious environment, so you need to throw in some smile every now and then. So please, a round of applause for you, please. A round of applause for her. A round of applause for you, please. Thank you. Thomas, I think you did very well. Please, a round of applause for Thomas again. I like that you used the stage very well. There was a lot of body language. So she wasn't just speaking with, her voice and her lips, but there was quite, movement, and she was able to move around just a little, although this can be improved. So please take note, that is good. When you started, your hands were in your pockets, just about when you started. But I think after a while, she now started gesticulating with her arms. Some people have said putting your hands in your pocket isn't a good sign of respect. That's I've heard as a Toastmasters evaluation speech before. So we could just leave our hands there out there, or try to speak with our hands as we move from side to side. So please take note. I like that you articulated your speech. It was very quick, but your points of discussion were very clear, and I'm sure we're able to learn a thing or two about how to resolve issues at work or even in our personal lives. Please, a round of applause for her again. Lastly, please have a good smile. Please share it with us every now and then. Thank you. That speaker was Mr. Akash. He's probably one of the richest folks among us right now. So please, a round of applause. I like that you spoke confidently. You were calm. It didn't seem like you were giving a table topic speech. That shows that you speak every now and then, and I want you to keep it up, because sometimes when you go for presentations and you're talking to people, what it just takes for you to clinch a deal, it's just that level of confidence. Oh, this guy seems confident, he will do what he say, he will do what he says he's going to do. So please keep that up. I noticed that there wasn't any vocal variety. You're just speaking at a single tone throughout. I think you can, place it varieties where your voice goes low and then sometimes you are sensitive. You are looking directly in one corner. You should be able to sweep the room so that other people seated around wouldn't feel left out of your topic, of your discussion, sorry. You're very composed. You spoke very articulately. I think that's good. I think if you keep it up, please a round of applause for him. That is our guest, and she's looking forward to becoming a Toastmaster. Please a round of applause. We need to try to emulate people that take on this role, but being a volunteer to come and speak up in front of, because it's not easy. You're coming all the way from the back, you're walking forward, and then you're counting your steps in your heart, and you think people are counting for you. It doesn't work that way. Nobody's counting the steps, so please feel relaxed. I liked that you were very composed. I like that the topic of your discussion was very, it left all of us thinking about, male versus female. So you were engaging us, which is good. You stood on one spot. You should move around as you're speaking, and then your eyes need to sweep the room so that you're carrying everybody along. And then I think your voice could be better projected so that people at the far end can hear you clearly. So I've realized that sometimes when people come out to speak for 2 minutes, especially with stable topics and they're put on the spot, it's either they speak at very low tones or they speak at very high tones. So I think that you should just keep it in between so that people can hear you and you're not just shouting. Please, a round of applause for her. Then, lastly, I think you can improve by reducing the speed of your speech. I think you are speaking it just a little too fast for some people to catch it, right? So I think that's it. Thank you very much. A round of applause for all the speakers.
Thank you very much for that evaluation. I'm sure we learned a thing or two. I know I did. I hope you did. Before we go to the next section, I'm seeing a lot of beautiful faces I would love to meet. We're going to have a 5-minute break, guys. Toastmasters and guests, feel free to interact, get to know somebody. We have 5 minutes timer. Please keep us honest. We go on break now. Thank you.
Toastmaster Samson, what's up? Toastmaster Samson Falade, how you doing?
Hey, my Oga, how you doing now?
Chopper, let's see your face now.
They can't give me 1 minute. This is where I did that like how you doing? It's been a while.
Honestly, I had to send you the link so that you can know that we're having a night
I thought
break.
you guys were strictly on what was it called? Strictly on
No, it's hybrid. It's hybrid. We're using technology to solve real life problems.
That's a second.
So that everyone can participate.
Yes, so necessary.
Toastmaster Joy. Toastmaster Joy, share. Toastmaster Salih. Jolly good afternoon to you, Toastmaster Salih. Toastmaster Salih, I can hear you clearly.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. How now?
I'm fine. It's been a while.
Yes.
Just let me touch base.
Yeah. So good to see you here.
Oh, see Fresh Prince. Oh,
Mr.
Salih is a fresh. Toastmaster Joy, Root. Toastmaster Root.
How now? It's been a long while.
How you doing now?
Very well. Thank you. It's been
see Samson Falade, see face.
You see my rough face.
You just fresh like today's bread.
I beg go no yab me. See my
You
rough
fresh
face.
like agege bread.
Samson no be yab on that row.
See padded cheek. Oh my goodness.
Nah, the camera angle. If I do the camera,
no, it doesn't matter. All angle na angle. Oh my goodness. You need to come and give us thought-tale speech. We miss your story.
I read thought-tale.
Yes, now we miss your story. I send the link to Toastmaster Rotimi. That we need.
Maybe time difference or something.
Yes.
Order, please, let's settle down.
Oh, sorry, Mr. President. Okay, Mr. President. It's a Toastmaster route. Hi, so that we know we're connecting.
On the call. DTM, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, sir. It's nice to hear your voice. Okay, so call to order. Thank you, everybody. I hope we all interacted. Did we meet anybody new? Yes. I met Divine. Precious, I think. Yes. Yes, and a couple of others. So, who did you meet? Should be the question, right?
Yes.
See, and Dara, who did you meet?
Oh, I met two friends.
And TM Chisom, who did you meet?
I met Antonia.
Okay. Yeah. Enough. TM Chisom, who did you meet? You know,
I met Chinenye.
please, Chinenye, please.
Yeah.
Okay. And last but not the least, TM Dayola, who did you meet?
I met Hugo and I also met Linda.
You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. So now we are moving to a new segment in this meeting. We are moving to the prepared speeches section. Now, this is the serious section, so I would like our SAA to be really active for this. Please no moving around during the prepared speeches. We would like to give the prepared speakers the tranquility that they deserve, right? If your phones are still not on silent, this is a good time to do it. Let us avoid side talks and distractions. So we have 3 prepared speeches today, and they promise to be very interesting. I will start by calling on our first speaker. Our first speaker is TM Akash. I will say his introduction, and then his evaluator will talk more about the speech requirements, what he needs to accomplish in his speech. TM Akash is a businessman, he's an entrepreneur, he's an innovator, and he's an all-in-all complete package. Joined Toastmasters in 2022 and has been doing amazing things since then. His evaluator is DTM Kayode Yusuf, who has a very, very big, I'll just abbreviate it, right? Because DTM Kayode Yusuf is like creme de la creme. He's a passionate Toastmaster who has served across club level, area level, division level, district level. He's a cybersecurity expert and he has traveled across Africa for districts, conferences, amongst other things. Please, DTM Kayode Yusuf, kindly unmute your mic and share TM Akash's speech objectives.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. It's good to be here. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Yes. This afternoon, I will be evaluating TM Akash, and he'll be having his icebreaker speech. An icebreaker is the first speech that a member officially gives to the club. And the aim of the icebreaker is simply to get to know the speaker. Some of the things I'll be watching out for in this speech will be TM Akash's speaking style. I'll discuss the things I think he excelled in and the things I think that he can improve on. I'll then over to you, the Toastmaster, while I listen to TM Akash. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TM Kayode Yusuf. A round of applause will be in order. TM Akash will be giving a speech titled The Secret Behind Effective Networking. The secret behind effective networking, TM Akash.
You can't connect the dots looking forward, but you can only connect them looking backward, said Steve Jobs in Stanford Commencement Day in June 12, 2005. The idea behind this concept is that as much as we try to plan our lives, there is still a large part of it that is going to be unpredictable. Embrace it and learn to make it work in your favor with networking. Fellow Toastmasters, a very good afternoon to all of you. What a fantastic opportunity, and it is my pleasure to be giving my icebreaker speech in front of all of you today. I hope to challenge your perception about networking, and hopefully all of you will walk out of here in a more informed manner. My name is Akash Prakash. I'm a civil engineer. I have a master's in healthcare management. I work in a hospital called Vedic Life Care Hospital. It's at Lekki Phase 1, and I'm more or less a medical and a healthcare expert. So if any of you ever need any help later, please feel free to hit me up. I'll provide you advice for free. 4.5 years ago, I landed in Lagos, ready to take my company to the next level. Like I told you earlier, I was on a high and I felt unstoppable. I started going to all of these popular social and industry gatherings, networking meetings, and all I was doing was handing out my business card. Hey, I'm Akash, this is what I do. Please connect with me, connect with me, connect with me. Yes, did it work? Yes, it did work. I had customers who would come and use me. I had customers who I would use. It was a one-time thing, right? My life did not change. Their life did not change. They didn't make a huge difference to my business. Clearly, something was wrong. What does networking really mean? My definition of networking is in the word itself, net and working. Visualize a net like a crisscross net, a fishing net, a spider web-like net. It's a pattern of connections. Connections between real humans, real people. Let's go to the second part, working. What are they working on? They are meant to work with good intentions for you. They are working with you in mind. They are working for you. Networking, a network of people working for you. Networking is a strategic creation of positive relationships built on a foundation of trust. Let's look at how you can be better networkers. Have you ever noticed we can feel vibes, energies? You would know when someone enters the room, oh, I don't like this girl. She's got bad vibes. I don't like this boss. I'm not getting along with him. You can feel it, can't you? The opposite is also true. You wouldn't know this person and instantly you connect. You're just vibing. I don't know how you want to meet this person again. We, as human beings, we have a skill to feel energy. Energy is nothing but emotions in motion. Our emotions are a manifestation of our thoughts, what we think and what we feed into our mind, and that's what drives our emotions. In order to be a good networker and to create meaningful relationships, you must first start with yourself. Have positive thoughts and let that manifest into a better emotion and a better state of mind. Take action, build knowledge and awareness, dress well, make an effort. Now, the second part is, how do you take it to the next person? I have a short form for you since a lot of Toastmasters love to do it. GI plus VC. Be genuinely interested in the next person in front of you and create value. Genuine interest plus value creation. Get into the habit of giving and make the world an easier place for them. Start small. Human beings are emotional creatures. We are designed to reciprocate positive feelings. With this, you will build a network of red beating dots that are working and rooting for you, alive and connected. When I came to Toastmasters, I actually came through Mr. Pradeep Behelwani. He had no business to advise me in my growth, but he did it anyway. And now I'm here. I'm deeply grateful to him. I wish he was here. I have business for him. DM Joy showed me a genuine interest and offered to be my mentor. When she did that, she helped me with my speech last night or up to like 1 a.m. And today, after this meeting, I'm going to close a little bit of business for her. Reciprocation. They choose me and I will choose them. Do this enough number of times and you will have a network of red vibrating dots offering you multiple paths to your desired destination. You will never know what's ahead, but the relationships that you build will have your back and your life will start to work out in your favor. You can't connect the dots looking forward, but you can connect the dots looking backward. Thank you.
Wow. That qualifier as an icebreaker. No, it feels like a level 4 speech, yeah? That was amazing. Thank you very much, TM Akash, for that delivery. I really look forward to the evaluation. I'm sure I'll learn a tip or two, but well said, genuine intentions, how we network properly. Okay, so without much ado, I think we can move on to our second icebreaker for today. We have a lot of ice being shattered today, right? So our second speech is going to be given by our very own TM Jennifer Oguchi. She's giving a speech titled The Echoes of Fear. She will be evaluated by TM Cornell, but before I move to the evaluator, let me share a little bit about TM Jennifer's profile. TM Jennifer joined Toastmaster in August of 2022. She is a data analyst and a territory sales supervisor for the TGI group. She is also the creative director for Designs Doctor Interiors. She loves singing, dancing, cooking, swimming, traveling, and networking. Yeah. She's going to be evaluated by TM Cornell. TM Cornell is an FCMG fast-moving consumable goods entrepreneur who joined Toastmasters in 2022. He loves reading, writing, and playing with tigers. And playing with tigers. Really? Okay. Please, TM Cornell, do you mind sharing TM speech?
Good morning or good afternoon, Toastmasters present guests. Okay, so the project objective for the Toastmaster Jennifer, the purpose of this project is for the speaker to introduce herself to the club. And this is visionary, the part is visionary communication. Level 1, project 1, and it's an icebreaker. The topic you have heard is the echoes of fear. Please receive with the Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. TM Jennifer, speaking on the speech titled The Echoes of Fear, The Echoes of Fear, TM Jennifer.
Fear. False evidence appearing real. Being afraid of something that has not happened or may never happen based on past belief, hurt, conditioning. What is the #1 killer of dreams? What is the #1 reason the majority fail to live a life they want to live? What is the #1 reason people fail to succeed at any level? It is not luck. It is not the lack of money or resources. Certainly not circumstances. dance. It is fear. Today, my fellow Toastmasters and beautiful guests, I'm here to obviously break the ice. Growing up as a teenager, I had this anxiety for failure. I always wanted everything to be perfect. I'm the first child before, and it felt like I had so much obligations towards my family, of course, towards my parents. My dad was a freight forwarder, or a shipping agent, as it's popularly known. My mom, a former school teacher, now an entrepreneur, selling all kind of kitchen equipment. They both worked so hard to ensure I and my siblings had all we wanted growing up. It was always a learning process at home. My mom was my tutor. There was so much expectations from me. From the bathtub while she bathes my younger one, to the kitchen while we're making dinner, from my storybooks, to the cartoons I watch on a Saturday morning. It was all a learning process. I always had something to do. In 2002, I had already started my secondary school. And there was a very big spelling bee competition coming up. I had made it to the semifinals in my school. The bright kid, always very ready to test the IQ, ready to tackle teachers with questions. You know, I thought I was brilliant. But then in my heart, there was something shaking. I was so afraid. I'd never had to compete against other schools. I was the champion in my school. I would explore words from different dictionaries, from books, from magazines, trying to get big words and meanings for my spelling bee competition. One Saturday morning, I was doing my house chores. I started to clean my mom's bookshelf. And I was just so curious. I started going through her books. And one book in particular caught my attention. I had to hold her, and after my chores, I was going to go through the book. The title of the book is The Reflection of Love. When I was running through the book, there was a particular quote I stumbled upon. It was written by Marianne Williamson. The book was actually published in 1996. And this quote says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measures. Who am I not to be brilliant, beautiful, talented, even fabulous? Well, the question is, who am I not to be?" It changed my mindset immediately. It felt like my spirit was refilled. I was ready to roar and shout. I didn't even hear the voice of fear. It felt like it just went off. I was so confident again. I had to shut the echoes of fear in me. On the day of the competition, we had 5 schools, 3 students representing each school. We had 15 minutes to each word, and it must be spelled correctly. Into the second round, 4 schools already lost. Sorry, 3 schools already lost. We have 2 schools. My school, Scottsfield High, and competing school, Zek International. These are one of the best schools in Festac. I looked back and I was the only one representing my team. Wow, how did it happen? How did I knock off the good guys? How did I knock off the guys with so much speed in spelling. I was the only one standing in the podium representing my school. And then we started. The other team lost two. They lost three questions. They lost 3 words, sorry. And I lost just 2, leaving me to be the winner on that podium. I had shot the echoes in the air. At least I came out and I stood in front of the crowd. That was victory for me. I feel it was master again.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Please, a round of applause for TM. That was an amazing, amazing delivery. Congratulations on breaking that ice. Now we go to the heavyweights division. We've moved from to Champions League, right? The next speaker is, understandably a heavyweight through and through. She is giving a speech from her Pathways Persuasive Influence, project 4, project level 4, project 1, titled Rendezvous by the Seaside. Before I say more about her, she will be evaluated by TM Joy Cheyenne. TM Joy Cheyenne, can you acknowledge you're on the line and you can hear us? Okay, if she's not available, TM Abubakar, can you hear us? I need acknowledgement that whoever
we can hear you.
No, not we. I want either Joy or Abubakar to acknowledge. Okay. In the absence of either TM Joy Cheyenne and TM Abubakar, I would like to appoint TM Olariwaju Lawal to evaluate her. TM Larry, can you handle that for us?
Okay, what's the objective of the speech for what I'm evaluating?
Okay, that's the dilemma. It will be sent to you in a second. Or TM Ayodele can read out the objectives. You will do the evaluation, right? Hold on, I'll just read your profile in a second. Okay, so quickly, let me run to TM Ayotola. TM Ayotola is a veteran Toastmaster. She's the area director, and has won several awards: best speaker, best evaluator, etc. Right? She has a whole large profile. I won't want to elaborate. But she'll be evaluated now by TM Larry, and TM Ayodele will help read out the objectives for her project. TM Ayodele.
The purpose of this project.
I already have it.
To track. Okay.
Okay, can you please read it out then, TM Larry?
Okay, thank you very much. Jolly good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's nice evaluating my friend and co-laborers in Toastmasters. The purpose of her speech: 5 to 7 minutes prepared speech and 5 to 10 minutes for an impromptu responses. My evaluation purpose statement states that this project for the members is to practice strategies for adjusting to an unexpected changes to a finalized plan. Note, the first thing I will be looking out for the members' speech will be the presentation of his or her plan for the clubs when he's invited to suggest a disruption to the plan. Then I will be looking out for where she's addressing the method for managing the challenges presented by the club members. And the third, based on the litanies of evaluations, is for the minimum of the 3 disruptions suggested and a maximum of 5, that we members will be able to respond to each disruption separately. 4 is to see first and prepared the speech about the plans, as well as second an impromptu portion of the speech. And the last but not the least, we'll look forward to the poise and presentation, as well as the viability and creativity of the response to the challenges. Toastmaster Ayotola, I see you winning as a winner like never before. Go ahead and break a leg. Thank you.
You want us to actually break real legs? Okay, please break the leg. So introducing TM Ayatollah giving a speech titled Rendezvous by the Seaside. Rendezvous by the Seaside, TM Ayatollah.
Good morning, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters again.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so if you had seen me walking out barefooted, quick disclaimer, I don't make this a habit. Apparently, I was thinking, what could I do to show what I'm about to talk about? And then I said, I don't know, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Let me just go to the meeting. And then my shoe just told me, say no more, I got you. Anyway, I'm out here, and very soon you will know exactly why my shoe decided to choose this way of expression. Look at this screen up here. Do you recognize anyone here? Okay, and who else? And you. And me. And Tiandara. Okay, so how about this one? Pradeep. Okay, so what events do you think is going on in this picture? COG, kindergarten. So you've been there. Have you been to one of those COGs? Oh, please, in one word, can you tell us how the COG actually feels? Incredible. Incredible. So the change of that ceremony and the end of year party is actually a long-standing tradition of Lighthouse and Lighthouse Prestige Toastmasters. And this first 2 clips is actually a sneak peek. You don't even get the main idea of exactly what happened at the end of the year. You know, when I joined Toastmasters a few years ago, I realized that Lighthouse and Lighthouse Toastmasters were actually, and Lighthouse Prestige were known for the warm, friendly ambience. And of course, an amazing end of year party. And sometimes I love to go out and talk in front of people. It seemed as if I looked forward to that year-end party. And I know I was not the only one. And yes, I have proof. They wouldn't say it to me, but I have proof right here. And this COG actually features red carpet moments like this one. Isn't that beautiful? Red carpet moments like this one. Beautiful, well-prepared and delivered speeches. Table topics that are so creative that you would wonder what's going on here. And there's good music, good food, and a lot of dancing. Yes, a lot of dancing. Toastmasters do know how to have fun. But it seems that as the years passed, this tradition began to fade, and the icing on the cake was actually melting away. Nah, I wasn't going to have that. And you may be looking at me wondering, why must you have a party? Why are you a party animal? But it's important for us to have party.
It is important because it's good for us. And also, medical professionals actually advise that you schedule playtime as well as you schedule work time. This helps you relieve stress and so much more. And so, myself and a team have actually come together to create an event that, even though we would need like months to come up with such an event, we decided to do something divergent, something out of the box this time. And that's why we're introducing Rendezvous by the Seaside. Now you can see why my shoe decided, you should feel how it feels in the sand. Feel the wind in your hair, feel the sand underneath your feet. And I said, okay, you're not going to disgrace me. I'm just going to start enjoying my beach moment from this moment. Other benefits of this rendezvous. It helps you to unwind and have a good time. I know you could tell me, but we have such a fun vibe in Toastmasters anyway. So what matters? Well, you see, no matter how fun what you are doing is, if it becomes a routine, it gets boring. And so you need to introduce a divergent pattern to just break from the norm. 2, it introduces variety compared to this regular meeting avenue. So you get to do this elsewhere. And quickly, I'll tell you that this rendezvous will actually feature table topic speeches, games, good music, food, yes, good food, and prizes. It would be the perfect way to end our year. Another benefit would be great way to wrap up, great way to wrap up a beautiful Toastmaster year. So that when you feel like, oh, there's no Toastmaster meeting next week, I missed it, you'll be relishing that great hangouts that we already have. And then it helps you experience fellow Toastmasters beyond the view of a lectern and a gavel. You see our Toastmasters are pictured, everybody's all official. You should come and see Toastmaster cheering after our beach hangout in March. Fun. This helps you bond with people beyond the good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. You get to meet them and know their true person. And then lastly, free publicity for the club. People, many times over the years, we've met with people who said, oh, I was just at your change of guard ceremony and I thought I wanted to be a part of this, and we became members. Or just by having your banner at the club, like, oh, this Toastmaster thing, I need to come through. So this is like free publicity for the club. And then some of you are still looking at me like, but I don't, this is what I'm looking at. They don't know how to have fun and have fun. They do know how to have fun. Toastmasters, even in suit and corporate tie, they are still having fun. Yeah, you're not convinced. I see that doubt in your eyes. I'm going to tell you that Toastmasters really do know how to partake by this next week. Because if you really want to know if Toastmaster Kaede really does know how to dance, then you should be at one of our hangouts. He now said, right? Are you ready to join the fun? Are you ready to join the fun? Yes! Thank you very much. At this point, I've actually come to the first part of this presentation, and I'll be sharing a plan overview, a project overview for what is required for this project. This is where you all access what we need, and you ask me questions relevant to our event. Any questions? Yep, you can think about it for like 2 minutes. Okay. Sorry. Yes. All right. Can everyone see this? Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So when is this party for this year? And how do we qualify for this party?
Okay, thank you. So the proposed date for the party is the 17th of December. And just by being in this room, you're already qualified, right? Members and guests alike are welcome. So you could bring friends, you could bring anybody. However, it will cost you. It could cost you a little, it could cost you a lot, but it will cost you. And I have team members. So the purpose, of course, is to create a fantastic year-end get-together. And the projected team members are Toastmaster Ned Menkuku, Toastmaster Cornell, Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne, because I know that she already knows I'm spending money by the beach. Toastmaster Bimbola, and also 3 volunteers. So, have I answered your question?
Yeah.
Any other question? Oh, I'm guessing everyone is just ready to go to the beach.
Yes.
Everybody has questions?
Absolutely.
Okay, Toastmaster Jayola, you have to have a question.
So my question is, for some of us, we might not be interested in having it's all this noise and everything. How are you going to accommodate the people who are not so social, having to use that word, but they still want to be part of this engagement, they want to come for this beach party? What's your plan? Patra?
Feel so much of the I have done that. You just be in your room and you watch it. But on a more serious note, you see, part of the things that you learn by being a Toastmaster is to open up, right? Is to meet new people. Is to allow yourself to be accessible, right? You network. In as much as most of us were actually shy at first, we don't like to, we would not even want to be singled out in the crowd. But after a little time, you get to blend. You just say, okay, you may not be as free in a crowd as every other person, but you learn. So nobody's going to force you to do anything, but it's good for you, it's good for your art, it's good for your body when you have a little fun. So if you're doing the same thing all year round, it's good to end the year with one big hurrah, don't you think?
Thank you.
Okay, just was to tell you.
Is there any pitch in mind right now, or can I make recommendations?
Oh, that's not a question. Is it a question? Oh, yeah.
Can I make
Selling-
recommendations?
Okay, so I'm open to recommendation. If you want to make that now or later, we can talk about it. Right? Thank you.
Can you give us an idea of the price?
Okay, so at that point, so first off, who are these people? They are good people, they are nice. So there are people that you can reach out to, Mr. President, first of all, just Mr. Cornell. So thing is, since we're still talking about where to go to, it will depend on where we're going to, right? So, but the plans will be finalized this week. But if you're interested in the hangout, reach out to me, reach out to Toastmaster Ned or Toastmaster Cornell or Toastmaster Joy Cheyenne, and you get details. So after this meeting, I'll actually pass a list around. So if you're going to be, if you're interested, you can just put your name down so I can reach out to you later.
I saw the +3 balloons there. Yes, so doesn't mean one of them should see on the screen.
Absolutely. So are you volunteering now? Thank you so much, Jennifer. Okay, so yeah, all right.
Okay, my question is, what about those that are water phobia, that don't like water, or like seeing the part of the kids
Okay, sorry, let me get that right. You don't like seeing the beach. Or you don't like being inside the water.
They want to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not going to happen on a yacht. It's not going to happen on a boat. So it's going to happen on the sea side. So you don't have to get in the water. If other people want to get in the water afterwards, that's pretty fine. But if you don't want to, it's fine. We just get the guidance. Okay. All right.
Okay, questions. Are we going to have our, will it be like a Toastmasters? I mean, are we going to be able to infuse Toastmasters meeting characteristics in there? Like, would there be speeches or you know, are we going to say Toastmasters promise?
Okay, no. It's as laid back and as outdoorsy as possible. So the only thing that is Toastmaster that will be there is first the banner and then table topic sessions. We want it to be as spontaneous, fun, just you. Don't go and say, oh my God, I think I've forgotten my speech. Just relax and have fun, right? Okay, last question.
Okay, we said donations for refreshments and cards. When you say donations for refreshments, what are you talking about? Is it food, water, like any idea of what we can do?
Okay, like so for when it comes to donations, you can just make donations. But like I told you, the per ed bill would depend on where we're going to. But by this week, by new week, we're going to finalize on that and reach out to everyone. So then, depending on where we're going to, it might just be donations that we need, and it might just be, if not, I'm definitely sure it will be more than 5,000. Okay.
Can we get some sponsors?
Sponsored, absolutely. That is brand. Would love it. So, any sponsoring?
No. People.
Well, I think volunteer sponsoring. Oh,
Cartons of stuff.
that would be lovely. Okay, so thank you so much. I think I've exceeded the questions that should take. So, and I'm glad that everyone has been as responsive as it should be. I've exceeded my time. Great. I'm good. Okay. So now that we're done, I see everyone.
So, Tim, please confirm. Outside Toastmasters speech that you're giving, is this speech real speech, or real? Yeah, exactly.
When this meeting is done, okay, per my speech requirement, I could have an hypothetical event or a real event. So when this speech is done, the interest of people in the audience will determine if we're going to have this. I can't go and dance alone in the beach. So yeah, it's a potentially real project.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time, and let's have some fun on this 17th of December.
It's only that we miss the action that we cannot see your face while presenting.
Sorry, because we were sharing screen. I will stop sharing and go back to.
Would have loved to see those beautiful, radiant faces.
Okay, please another round of applause for here. I think you did a very good job with her delivery. Wow, how time flies. Can't believe we're already here. So we'll quickly go because of time. Apologies for starting late, and we actually had a fully packed program today. So we'll quickly go to the evaluations section, but before I call on the general evaluator, I would like to ask the timer, where the three speakers all on time? Yes, they were. Okay, thank you. So please bring out your voting slips. We will be voting again for the best prepared speech. The three contestants were TM Akash, who gave an icebreaker titled "The Secrets Behind Effective Networking." TM Jennifer, who gave her icebreaker also titled "The Echoes of Fear." And TM Ayotola Olarewaju, who gave her project A level 4 project 1 titled Rendezvous by the Seaside. Please cast your votes now. Time, everybody is good, right? Okay. At this point, okay, so the 3 speeches were given by, the first speaker was TM Akash, who gave a speech titled The Secrets Behind Effective Networking. We have TM Jennifer, who also gave an icebreaker titled The Echoes of Fear. And we have TM Ayotola Olariwaju, who gave a level 4 project 1 speech titled Rendezvous by the Seaside.
So we should be in the same category with the icebreaker. No.
Well, the speeches are kind of different. The timing is also different.
Yeah.
I hope you're not getting the results yet because those people from best evaluator. Okay. All right. Let me call the general evaluator for today to cruise us through the evaluation section. Please. We invite TM Tolu Bawa to come and chair the evaluation section. TM Tolu Bawa. A round of applause for him.
Good afternoon, once again, Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
It's fine. It means, there's a lot of networking going on. All right, so we're at the evaluation stage of the meeting, and I want to call on the evaluators on the various speeches section. TM Jennifer, who gave, yes, TM Jennifer, who gave her icebreaker today, is being evaluated by TM Koda. So TM Koda, please, can you share your evaluation details with us? Please, a round of applause, please.
Fellow Toastmasters, friends and guests, evaluating TM Jennifer. Wonderful speech, TM Jennifer. Very wonderful how you overcome fear. Wonderful. Did we see how she engaged the audience at the beginning? I kind of like that part. And she was a bit relaxed again, you know. It's against how we started. She was relaxed. Well done, well done. Your icebreaker, well done. Something I think you should have done better. At the time that you saw that book, that kind of changed fear of you, you were supposed to, I was expecting to see that reaction, like, you know, something, you just saw something that you have not seen before, something that kind of brought out something. I'm supposed to see that kind of reaction from you. And then another thing I was looking out for again was at the point where you stood in front of the crowd and you were winner of that context. I was supposed to see again that I was supposed to just see that kind of sense of fulfillment, satisfaction. But in all, you did very well. I look forward to evaluating your next speech. Thank you.
It's a round of applause for Oliver. Then we'll go to the evaluation for TM Akash speech, which is going to be given to us by DTM Kayode. So it's online there. DTM Kayode, please you can go ahead. A round of applause for DTM Kayode. DTM Kayode, are you with us? Okay, while we wait for DTM Kayode, let's quickly move to the evaluation for TM Ayotola Olarewaju's speech that will be given to us by TM Larry. TM Larry, are you there with us? Okay,
Well,
so
Mr. Mubaka, maybe you listen. He was supposed to.
All right. Toastmasters and guests, just so that we keep to timing, let's look at the other parts of the evaluation. Then we'll come back to the evaluation of the speeches as we move forward. So we'll go to the meeting in general. I would want to call on the timekeeper to come and give a report on how we use it.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Who's this? Is it TM Larry? Yes. TM Larry?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Can you go ahead and give us your evaluation on TM Ayotola's speech?
Okay, thank you very much. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ayotola, for that wonderful, very detailed speech of yours. That was sensational. That was extremely sensational. I find it very difficult to evaluate you more. I didn't see most of your gestures due to technology that differentiates some of us that were online. However, what I love most about your speech were the presentation that depicts the actual value of what the objective speech is all about. The red carpets and the movie part and the throwback from those presentations. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly?
What I want to suggest is that
can you hear me clearly?
The evaluations online.
Can you hear me clearly? Because I can hear everyone. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly, please?
Pastor Lanre, those of us online can hear you.
So I'm scared. I think it might be the network over there. I think we lost them. We can't hear them.
I guess so.
I think there's a network glitch from their part. Okay, information reaching me from the president states that it seems they've been disconnected. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. President, we can see you. Toastmaster Chinedu, we can see you now. Yes, we can see you, we can hear you now.
Okay, can you give your evaluation on TM Ayatollah's speech, please? TM Larry, go ahead, sir.
Okay, let me go over it again. We stated earlier on that it was quite unfortunate that we couldn't see the gesture, we that were online. However, we can hear the fascinating voices, very good sonorous voices. Then we were able to see the presentation well presented, the red carpets, then the amazing throwbacks that depicts the actual intent of what the presentation and the speech is all about and what it entails. Good food, a lot of dancing. The real keyword I love that I had clearly, one of the moments of truth during the speech presentation was the word, the icing on the cake was also melting. The icing on the cake was also melting. So I think that was a very good, nice one, was also melting away. Something out of the box. We saw the word that depicts rendezvous by the seaside, and part of the 5 key nuggets that was asked to be presented were well pointed out and were well elicited, and questions and reactions were well made. Helps unwind, which is one of the 4 tasks, and have a good life. Introduce varieties versus the regular meetings, way to end the year by a way to relax. Then number 4 is to the experience about Toastmasters above and beyond the lectern. And the 5 is the publicity Toastmaster is going to get in an unconventional pattern. So what would I like to see Toastmaster Ayatollah to improve more is to maybe to get earlier and to work with the technical team if we're going to have an hybrid meeting, so that we will not be differentiated to see the beautiful gesture for such nice and wonderful presentation. Then one of the questionnaires stated that what is the cost for him to a specific price, so that I will know if I need to start doing thrift from now before the right moment. Then lastly,
The internet.
that will be all, because the internet is just fluctuating. Thank you very much.
Yeah. But please, as we said, kindly send us your evaluation notes just so that we can share with the speaker, and then she has it for her own record. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for fellow Toastmasters and guests. A round of applause for. All right, before we move ahead, I would want to call on the grammarian to give a report on how well we've used grammar all through the speeches throughout. Welcome, Dara.
The Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. I have to say that the use of the word of the day it left a lot to be desired. Only 2 people used it aside from myself, and that was TM Ned and TM Antola. So well done. I have also emphasize that the reason why we choose a word for the day is to make each and every speaker familiar with English language. There are certain words that you might not hear in day-to-day speech, but which you can use in your day-to-day speech. Divergent, before I selected the word of the day, it was a word I wasn't too familiar with. But now I know that just means opposing, difference. So if I'm talking now, I can see that we have divergent views in this room, clearly, from the speeches that have been given. We should all try to make sure that we use the word of the day in every single situation. Now, moving on to the use of grammar, I noted a lot of wonderful illustrations. For instance, glass ceiling was lower. Gesticulating, articulated, accentuating, emulate, counting your steps in your heart, challenge your perception, emotions, anxiety for failure. These are phrases that emphasize the points that is trying or is supposed to be made. So I would commend the speakers. I didn't specify the people, I have them here, but I would commend them. You know what you said, the speakers that is. So please continue to use such phrases to create a strong picture in the minds of your audience. In terms of grammar that would I say was slightly inappropriate, I would say someone said very ready. Ready already encapsulates the idea. So adding very is unnecessary. Someone else said big words. I understood the rationale behind that, but the person would have been better served by saying complicated words. Another use of grammar I noticed was cruise us through, chase fare off you. Could be chase fare from you. It could be take us through. Asked to be present. That's what I call it. And that could just be to present. So what is the summary of my role as the grammarian? Watch out when you speak. As I stand here, it's very easy to make mistakes myself, but I am determined to do better, to put myself forward for all these roles. I'm determined to listen and to watch out. And I would urge every single room to do the same. Thank you.
It's a round of applause for Heidi again. Our accountant. It's a round of applause as we welcome our big
My role for the meeting was to look out for pause fillers, repeated words. I'm sorry, my words. So I'm going to start with the table topic speakers. So for TM, would you use the word twice? TM Jayola, okay. I think she was conscious of those pause fillers. There were no repeated words. She was on point. TM Prakash, we used the word twice, and that was it. Then for the prepared speeching, TM Prakash used the word well twice. I think else my humble self. I used the word once and so repeated twice. TM Ayatola, there were no repeated words. for the evaluators, CM Cornell, you used the word 3 times. CM Larry, I don't know if it was a network, but I kept recording the words. CM Chisom, you used the word like twice. I'm not sure that was repeated.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So DTM Kayode Yusuf is ready with his evaluation. I think we should take him on that way. DTM Kayode, can you hear us?
Loud and clear, Mr. General Evaluator. Good afternoon, once again, fellow Toastmasters. I apologize, I got cut off by network, but if you can hear me, I'll just shoot ahead with my evaluations of Tiamakash. I'll start with the things that Tiamakash excelled in. He started with a quote, which I think gives credibility to what he came to talk about. He spoke about, "You cannot connect the dots looking forward" by Steve Jobs. I thought that was very good. One of the things that I watched out for all through your presentation was your confidence. And I must confess that I love the confidence with which you speak with. Very good. I also like the way you talk about what you do, the company that you work for. It's a good opportunity for you to market. And I think that knowing you for a while, you take every opportunity that you have to market your organization. I think that that's very good. One of the things that you said that struck me was 4 years ago. And what that does is that it takes our mind back 4 years ago. I thought that was very good. Another thing that's very good about your speech was that your content was very useful. You spoke about networking. A lot of us joined Toastmasters because of networking, and listening to you talk about networking and how networking influenced you, I think it's very good. One of the things that I think that you can improve on, the first I would want to recommend is don't hug the lectern. All through your speech, I was watching you and I saw you hold on to the lectern. Of course, I can imagine that it's because you were reading from a speech which made you close to the lectern, but as much as possible, you want to reduce your reliance on props or anything that would make you that will make you fixated to a spot. I think that that's something that you want to work on. Again, because you were stuck to the lectern, your gestures were limited. You had excellent gestures with the one hand that you used for your gestures, but the other hand was holding on to your notes. So I think that if you're able to stay away from the lectern, you would have been able to use both hands for your gestures. You told stories, which was very good, but it would have been good if your story had a sort of a climax, if it had like a protagonist, an antagonist. All of these things make storytelling very exciting. It's a good thing that your story has an happy ending, but it would have been good that you add all of these other ingredients of storytelling. Obviously, you're a very good speaker, and I look forward to listening to you speak, and more importantly, also contributing your skills to helping others grow in the club. Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. I'll hand over back to you.
Thank you, I think that was very great feedback for Tiamakash. I hope we took as much notes as possible. All right. Yeah, let's go. So at this point, we'll go to voting for the best speaker. I'm sure we'll all have those slips on our tables. I will just quickly fill it out. Oh, sorry, the best evaluator. Is that the best evaluator? As we're voting for the best evaluator, I would like to call on the listening evaluator for the day to come and give us a report on whether we listen properly or not, or whether we're following the speeches or not. Is a round of applause for him?
Okay, so today I allow chorus answers. So I'll start with these. I have 10 just quickly. Champion in my school. made that statement. What's the meaning of GIVC? Someone mentioned GIVC. What will be your Is that right? Yeah, my gosh. Right. Great. Someone said, I have never thought of this question. Sema-Yotola. Oh, okay. Sema-Yotola. Both of them. I am that me. Who mentioned that?
Why?
The people you meet on your way.
Don't finish if you have a cash.
No need. And finally, who said my mom was a tutor? Thank you and well done.
A round of applause for TMD. All right, fellow Toastmasters and guests, please a round of applause again for the evaluator. Please a round of applause. I think generally for this meeting, it has gone very well. I see more people smiling than giving a straight face. So it means generally the meeting has gone very good. I like the venue. It's way better than the last venue we were using before. So nice atmosphere. There's no stage for everybody. There's car parking, and the road has been completed now, so nobody's taking one way to get here again. So we want to especially thank the venue owners for allowing us to use the space for our meetings every time as we meet. Please, a round of applause for them, even if they are not here right now. Also, we're meant to start at 11 on the dot, but we started at about 10 past 11. And I have noticed that at the point in time we started, there were just 11 names on the attendance list. Right now, we're closing, we have 28 names. What does that mean? It means that we need to do better when it comes to timing. We understand that it's Saturday, so we've all worked from Monday to Friday, everybody's tired. People that went out last night are just waking up at 10 o'clock and they're rushing down. We understand all that, but please try to appreciate that it's still a sort of formal meeting. Yes, we're here to learn and have fun while we're doing it, but it would be better if we kept to time. So please let's take note of that. There will be drinks and snacks after the meeting, so please take note. I want to appreciate the expos for trying to set up this hybrid arrangement where we're here physically and people are joining us online. But I think that we can do better with that in terms of the connectivity, and maybe we can have somebody, volunteer to be, dedicated to that aspect of the meeting, just so that we don't have any other glitches. Apart from that, I think generally we had a good meeting. Thank you very much. So, I like my name once again.
This is the first time I'm seeing people are selfish with handling clapping. If you think it's easy, come and do it. Yes. Thank you and your team for that fantastic job. This is for all the evaluators and various role players. You guys are amazing. If you look to the far depths of my left, you can see INEC is busy working. They are collating the results. But there are some awards we can give off the top, right? We would like to give 2 awards to 2 fantastic people today that have decided to break the ice. It is my pleasure, and I'm a bit selfish because they're actually Lighthouse members, right? So I'm really honored to celebrate the ice-breaking ceremony with ladies first ahead with Jennifer. Please round of applause. And I think I will need some help here. I'd like to call on our general evaluator to help present the ice-breaking award to TM Jennifer. Please help us present it. With the background, PR support. Just a second. We need all our Okay. Please, another round of applause for her. Just single. Yeah. Okay, yes, thank you very much. Because we've gone far with time, I'd like to call on the second icebreaker, Tia Makash, please. Maybe picture fine. I heard Barack Obama use our Instagram page. We need to make it presidential. All right, we'll take a few words from our general evaluator and then we'll continue with the award giving ceremony.
All right, sorry, I left this out of my report. Toastmasters and yes, if you're a bit distracted, please let me have your attention for 10 seconds. So please, there's somebody who has made a lot of effort outside of the expo to make today's meeting go very well. TMG, aside the fact that you tried to prepare very well for your speeches, we've come to appreciate that every now and then you're participating in making the meetings go very well, and this is going unnoticed. Or this is not, how like this is not going unnoticed. Thank you very much. Mr. Round of applause.
Okay, GE, you stole the words out of my mouth. I was saving that for the later part of today, but thank you for acknowledging it. I think it was very obvious. You did fantastic. Thanks for organizing this. It didn't just start last week or last 2 weeks. This was an initiative that started almost 2 months ago. And it was really inspiring watching you pull all this together. You can see the results. I think it's amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so do we have our results yet? Yes. So because of time, I'll quickly go to the announcements. I don't rush it to this. I mean the electronic vote. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So we have a very interesting results here. But I don't see one of my winners again in the hall, and that really saddens me. I don't know. I'm not that experienced. What do we do in this kind of case? Someone takes it in proxy. Reserve it. Right. Okay. So our table topics winner is our ITM Jadis Solar. He won that prize. Even if she's not here, I know she made some friends who can take this on behalf of her. Please, TM Dara. I wanted you to be the one to give her the award. So, will you give yourself? Okay, so but this is on behalf of TM Jadisola. Thank you very much. Good. You understand? Okay, so let us start. Okay. Sorry. All right, so we quickly go. The award for the best evaluator goes to drum rolls, please. This is going to diaspora, right? I don't believe it's in the country. DTM Kayode, can you hear us? You just won the best evaluator award. We'll keep your ribbon for you. And now, I think we should have taken your advice earlier, right? For best speaker, the winner for the best speaker is I'm sorry, IDEC. By the power vested on me, as the president, I would rule out TM Ayotola because, of course, and then we'll give the award to one of the icebreakers, right? So the winner for today's best speaker is TM Akash. A round of applause, please. And I would like to call on my VP membership, TM Rajiv, to come and present this award for me. A round of applause for TM. Background, yeah. Yes. Too many pictures, yeah? Congrats. Thank you very much. Congratulations to all the winners, both here and in diaspora. You all are champions. You rock. All right. So on that note, I'll quickly run through the announcements. Or before I do that, actually see that we have a lot of new faces today. If this is your first time in this meeting, with a show of hands, can you please indicate? First time in this meeting, Doris, you're not a video. First time in this meeting, put your hands in the air, raise the light. All right, so we have a few, 1, 2, 3. Did you raise your hand? Okay, 4, actually 4. So please, we're going to do something very, very fast. And please forgive us. Our meetings usually don't stretch this much, but I would like you all, first timers, to stand up, share your name with all of us, tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe what you do, who invited you for the meeting, and more importantly, what's our evaluators, right? What is how do you perceive the meeting, right? What's your feedback, right? So quickly, your name, what you do, who invited you, and your feedback on the meeting. Quickly, we'll start by the lady on the right.
Hi everybody, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Precious. I'm a student of the University of Lagos in mass communication. I am also a shoemaker, and I am also a mentor assistant. I graduated with honors from the ALX school. I was invited by Mr. Akash here. I'm his stylist, so he invited me. Okay. And the meeting was really, really nice. I enjoyed it. Although I came late, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed speakers. I also enjoyed with them how the evaluators evaluated speakers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm sorry, is that my name is Linda.
I work with ECOWAS. ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States.
Wow.
Translated there and also work as an assistant. So sometimes the meeting is interesting. There are a lot of things we can learn from there. So like maybe all high behind the class, maybe speaking. So company, I think, is helping in that speaking. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
Yes, Chair, and Ms. Simon.
Okay.
Actually, it's a little bit of and while I was speaking to your friends about what to do,
Nice. Who invited you? Okay, nice. Nice. Yes, everyone.
My name is David. I am a lawyer. I was invited by Jason, and it's been an eye-opener actually. I didn't have this kind of meetings, so it's something that I'll definitely just.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Emmanuel Berry. I'm an accountant, and I would say the experience here has been mind-blowing, out of the mind experience. So I love the setting, I love the meeting, and I really learned a lot at this meeting. Thank you.
Who invited you?
Antonia.
Thank you so much. You all are welcome. Please, after the meeting is called to order, we have some refreshments, but more importantly, the Vice President membership would like to have a word or two with the first timers, right? Please, after the meeting, and for everybody, will please stay behind so we take the group picture. But just a few other announcements to share. I would like to first of all announce or appeal to all new members to endeavor to enroll on their pathways on the TI website. Log on to the TI website with your profile, access your boot camp or base camp rather, and then register for a pathway and start your journey, right? Those that gave their icebreakers have commenced their journey. I encourage everybody to do the same thing. Also, there is a series that is being coordinated by TM Gimba. It's called the Hidden Gem series. It's been running all week so far. I'm sure you would have seen them in our different WhatsApp groups. Please endeavor to join. We have 2 more sections today and tomorrow. It's usually by 7:45 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It's called the Hidden Gem series. It's educational, it's enlightening, it's talking about Toastmasters. We've touched on so many topics. I'm sure today's one will be no different. It promises to be interesting and more importantly, enlightening. Also, our next meeting is going to be on the 3rd of December. Please block your calendars for the 3rd of December, same time, same venue. Hope to see everybody here. Somebody will be going around later to ask for people interested in playing roles in that next meeting. So either you plan to give a speech or take up one of the various roles available in the meeting, please indicate that, and we'll love to have you play those roles in the coming meetings. As you know, the 3rd Saturday of December, the meeting scheduled for that day has been canceled because of the Yuletide holidays. So same thing is also happening to the 1st Saturday of January. That has also been canceled for obvious reasons. We all need to celebrate, spend time with family. It's Christmas, it's New Year. But in January, the next meeting is going to be on January 21st. right? We also appeal to people to indicate if you like to play roles for that meeting. Last but not the least, TM Ayotola has shared her initiative, right? If you're interested in that initiative, that could be one of the activities we can schedule for that Yuletide period. It's obvious we won't have regular meetings in that period. So going to the beach, getting sands on our feet and winds inside our hair, like we put, right, might be a very good use of our time. So please, you can reach out to her, you can reach out to myself and a few others for more information or clarity about that event. On that note, I think it's been a very, very successful, interesting, exciting, eventful meeting. I'd like to thank everybody that participated. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your contributions. On that note, I'll call this meeting to order. Thank you. There are refreshments, please, everybody can spend some time. But more importantly, let us take a picture also. Thank you. Those online, thank you very much. Can you try to how is that? Picture time. And then Jennifer will join us. We will not be together. We ask this law. We can all just be together. What is this?